And we have a 3K pot pre-flop. Frank's going to give us 3. Let's see what it is. Driver needs an ace or some diamonds. And how's that for diamonds?
Oh, my God. And Bones says, I got the king of diamonds. Not too shabby.
Rick, Trey, I think Trey has finished his Starbucks, by the way.
Yeah.
See that?
When the lodge opened.
I did. Good thing we didn't bet.
He did run to the bathroom a couple times, so whatever's in there, it did not look very appealing.
I just never saw him before streaming.
You can't babysit Starbucks coffee all day long. It's like, it's 6:30.
4 players.
Each their own.
4 ways to a flop.
All diamonds. Ace of
King,
diamonds
deuce.
for Bones.
Check.
Pair of kings for driver.
Practically flipping here with Bones.
4 players.
There's a 10.
Bones now with a nut flush and a pair of
Still
tens.
in the lead.
Nut flush draw.
Action on driver. The flop checked through, as did the turn here. So in position, he might think his 10s are good here. Does not want to see a number of river cards here that can hurt his hand. So he's trying to take it down right now. Bets 550.
Great.
And the glove in here, open-ended, makes a move. Says, I think you're full of it, driver. You're not calling my raise, but what does Bones do in this spot? The nut blocker, ace of diamonds, can apply a lot of pressure on McLovin if he wants to fire in a raise of his own. Driver's the one going with the king, and Bones has the 10. Ace of diamonds here, though, the key card. So driver bets top pair, gets raised to 1.8. Bones not willing to fire in a raise there or call to draw for the river, so he lays it down, and now driver in a tough spot, he folds.
Show a black card. Show a bluff.
McLovin. The crowd goes wild for the bluff.
They all knew it was a bluff, except for Bones and driver.
So you'll see him in a few minutes. Just stick around. 8-9 suited. JWin gets in the mix, raises to 250. Bones again with a pocket pair. More pocket pairs for Bones than anyone else. Has the jiggities. Just calls with them.
What prompted the
Trey with king jack.
3 players.
3 players to the flop.
playing here anymore?
I can only play one game.
Plays a queen.
Go back and forth.
With a queen.
It's kind of hard to go back and forth.
Go back and forth.
Next you can
JWin here takes a stab, makes it 400 to go. Bones not going to let him off the hook that easy.
That's up, guys.
Heads up now. JWin in deep trouble here. It's over.
Let's see if
JWin
he
just
shuts
doesn't know
down
it.
or he wants to fire another bet here on the turn. Repping a queen, and a queen only.
He's committed now.
That's 1,200.
1,200.
Might get through. Bones taking his time here. Will not like a number of rivers. JWin a little card dead so far this afternoon, so sometimes you got to do the dirty work without your mate hands, and he's going for it here as Bones makes the correct call to the river we go, 4K in the middle.
10 of hearts.
Flush does complete here, so not the best of bluff cards for JWin, but let's see if he wants to rep hearts perhaps. 4K in the middle, JWin stack over 14,000. Doesn't look like JWin wants to shut down. Reaches for some bananas.
Wow.
So that's 3,000.
Lots of bananas going in play. Those are $1,000 each. He makes it 3 banana chips.
Bones seriously considering a call here. Not buying what JWin is repping here.
Bones correctly laid down earlier with the worst hand. This time he has the best hand.
Takes a look at JWin's stack. Grabbing a couple bananas. Back to the greens. What are we calling the green chips these days? Cucumbers?
Pickle slices, cucumbers.
Full stack cucumber. Slicing for, okay, we can work with it. Bones' spidey senses going off right now. Probably pretty close in his mind, 50-50 what he wants to do here. In the tank, on the river, JWin stoic.
Look at the graphic under Bones' name over there. It's just 3 dots, just like he's thinking. Think.
That's what he's doing. And looks to be, ooh. Thought that might go into the muck there, but Bones is gonna stick this one out, makes the call.
Great call by Bones, and good heart from JWin. Really putting the pressure, filed multiple bullets on that hand.
Indeed.
He was committed.
Yeah, it's go. It's still right.
Goddamn cartoons that you're
Oh man, I love this overlay. Ace King suited for driver. Ready to go. 300 to go. Got the ace 6 of spades in the button. I make the call. It's weird commentating me playing.
Yes.
It's something about that. It just doesn't.
But you do it a lot
It's a
with
weird
your
one.
hands.
True. Fair. Fair.
3 players.
3-way flop.
There's the king.
7 tray. Kings for tray and driver, but driver has the nut flush draw and top kicker. Tray is in rough shape here.
What a flop for driver. The entire world. Trey's been playing pretty well today too, but this could be trouble for him if he improves on the turn.
575.
It's a beautiful flop. 1/3-ish pot here from driver. Tray with his top pair. Gonna go nowhere. Does make the call, and we're off to the turn.
We don't want to see a king or an 8 if you're in Camp Trey.
5 on the turn. Brick here for both players. Driver with top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw could certainly, probably should go for a bet here, get a little bit of value, build this pot, reaching for chips.
Yeah, I think
1,500 to
I think
go.
ace 3 on the turn's like for sure call.
Tough spot for
I think
Trey.
it's the same thing.
He has top pair, could be good, but it's pretty vulnerable top pair. He's outkicked by every king his opponent can have, and there aren't many good rivers other than an 8 or a king.
It's bad. It's actually bad.
And that's no help to Trey. Jack on the river.
Let's see right here. 5.2 in the middle. Driver with the check mark.
Bit of a scary spot for driver. His opponent could certainly have 2 pair, a bunch of 2 pairs out there that are possible.
It's not a good way.
For sure. Driver doesn't like to slow down though, especially with a name like Driver. You have your foot on the gas.
He's considering it. He's thinking about this. He thinks there might be room for some value.
Trey has checked. Action is indeed on Driver, and he's reaching for a healthy sizing.
3,500. Thin to win. Wow, thin to win.
What's even left? Like, what am I even doing?
Tough spot for Trey. He beats both of the missed flush draws.
Doing a little inventory on his stack here. Once you start shaking your head like this, you know the raise is off the table. It's going to be a call or a fold from Trey, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this.
You don't think he can get away from the 1 pair here still?
Trey and Driver have a lot of hours on the felt with one another. It's definitely possible for a fold, but I just feel like Trey is leaning to the call here. Angel on one shoulder, Devil on the other.
You just said it so matter-of-factly, like, oh, what are you going to do? You got the king. You got the king, you know? Tough spot, though.
Taking a while here.
Driver can barrel. That's the thing the driver has going.
Exactly. One thing's for sure, Trey has the best hair in Texas.
Is that true?
Well, you said he was from Louisiana. He's from Mississippi. I said, is it the same thing, Trey? He said, no, it's not. Perhaps you tilted him. And maybe he's going to torch 3.5 here. Who knows? Taking a long time on this river.
Best hair in Texas, man. I gotta think
It's
about
pretty
that.
nice. Did that hurt your feelings?
Well, a little. I just got a fresh cut. I thought I was looking pretty good.
Looks better than Wednesday.
Thanks, Skull.
Welcome to the booth,
Great to
Mr.
be
Brad
here.
Owen.
Great to be a tough spot for Trey.
Thanks, Mike.
He's
Brad
really,
pops in.
really in the blender here.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. I mean, he doesn't have blockers to any of the flush draws. The only thing he really has card removal to is something like 8-6.
Which is bad.
Makes the call.
Oh, disgust.
And then the top bunk falls on the bottom, and it was metal, and it almost hit my head, and I would have been like squished.
Class action suit.
Yeah, it was like a Skull Mike sandwich from the bunk bed, and just my head sticking out.
And of course, y'all laughed.
And of course, we
All
laughed,
right.
and all was good. But if I was a couple inches lower, it could have been big, big trouble.
All right, first sandwich bet of the day. I'll take the threes. You take the jacks.
I wanted the jacks anyways. You're screwed. I'm already up 1-0, so I'm feeling like I'm going to win this one. Jack on the flop.
3 on the flop. I win a sandwich. Get back to even. Jack on the flop. He wins a sandwich. Here we go. First sandwich bet of the day. And there's a 3, and we're back to 0.
Wow.
Slick Rick.
Hot start for Ricky. Poker Gods on his side.
Back to 0.
Back to 0 indeed. Rainbow flop here, also known as Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Will McLovin get the action that he needs? Bunch of overs here. Trey with the over pair, so he's going to be coming along. C-bets to 550, and McLovin with the hammer check raise.
The bananas. 2 bananas. That's 2,000, folks.
I changed all of them. I changed like 90%.
So like,
Trey
what can you really do at this point, you know?
caressing, holding his Starbucks coffee.
Funny, I tried reading a book and showed that.
Let's see how awake he actually is here if he can maneuver this spot. 3.3 in the pot, 3 threes for McLovin. That's a whole bunch of threes. And Trey makes the call here. Perhaps the only path to an exit will be an ace or a king on this Turner River for him.
2 jacks for Trey. There's the jack.
Wow. Holy smokes.
The 2. Here we go. Back with these 1-outers, 2-outers.
This is a brutal game, folks. Set over set, and we're not talking tennis.
Ugh.
Ethan thinks he's going to be making 10K in this pot. He's going to be sitting on a 20K stack, but he's going to need the 1-out or 3 on the river. Likely to be stacked, although the straight does get there.
The
But
straight does
don't
get
think
there.
anybody's.
The last minute when the.
Don't think anybody's running away from this.
And I was like, I remember in my mind.
McLovin
in my
taking
mind, I
his
was just like,
time.
oh God, I just need this thing to be over with.
4.7.
It was 9 hours. I was like, this needs to be over with. I'm exhausted. My wife says she wants to quit.
Has about 7.4.
And, but
Stacks are
it wasn't
about
split
even.
second. I'm like, point.
Yeah, you're a wife at that point. Like, whatever.
Oh yeah, she was like.
These turns have been brutal this week.
Like I can't do this anymore.
Very
Which is apparently normal.
Oh, yeah, so fun.
He's going to put a bunch in. Looks like about 5,000.
That's a lot.
$5,000.
Let's see if Trey goes to Hollywood a little bit.
All in,
Does
he
not
says.
even elect to
All in and a call.
act.
Looking for the 3 of diamonds, the 1-outer. It's happened before, folks.
It's not happening. It's not happening today. 20K pot right off the jump. It's not happening. Close your eyes if you're a fan of McLovin.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, run it.
You got good.
Hey, do you have the cards up? I have to face up, right? Yeah.
There you see it. Set over set.
You saw 1-outer on Wednesday.
3 of diamonds.
Still available.
I haven't seen. There's nobody.
Oh, it was red.
Had a little.
And it was tiny.
It was tiny and
But not
red.
tiny enough.
Trey will win a huge pot. close to 20 grand.
Miss Sunshine.
5, 6, this is 7.
Should have turned this in.
6.
Wow, I didn't think about that actually.
7.
Oh, he said turn to set.
Turn this in.
That's one way to play it.
Really good play.
But if you don't, you got to banish.
Yep, the bubblegum chips are $5,000, folks.
It's like, you give yourself a chance, but, you know.
Those pink bazooka bubblegum, bubblicious.
Bones here in the 1 seat, under the gun, the Cowboys. Ace queen for driver, suited diamonds.
4%.
So the price of poker going up.
That makes it 14 now.
1,400 from Bones.
Kitty game down the street today, Mr. Driver. We're playing some high stakes poker. From the lodge in Round Rock, he makes the call. And we have a 3K pot pre-flop. Frank's gonna give us 3. Let's see what it is. Driver needs an ace or some diamonds. And how's that for diamonds?
Oh my God. And Bones says, I got the king of diamonds, not too shabby.
An unreal flop for the 6th seat.
About as good as it gets.
If we are flying Bones Airlines, there's definitely turbulence in the air. Buckle your seatbelts.
Diamond here, and we are in trouble, folks.
I think we're even in more trouble right now. There's just a lot of trouble going on here for the 1 seat.
The signpost up ahead says trouble. Here we go. Give us a diamond right here.
There's enough bloodshed already. Driver needs to clear his throat. Yes, indeed. You got the nuts, sir. We're not worried about straight flushes here. Bones not slowing down here, reaching for some banana chips, makes it 3K to go. And I'd like to see Driver tank here a little bit. You saw his face pre-flop. He was a little disgusted, not very comfortable. Now, of course, he is thinking about the barrage, thinking about where he's going to spend this money tonight, perhaps.
These hands, Skull. I mean, we're
Yeah,
44 minutes into the show.
I'm trying to take a breath, and it's just not possible. Another smooth call. Stack the pot ratio now. Bones only has, what, 5.8 from behind here. So he perhaps roads to an exit here. Not the card that Bones wanted to see whatsoever.
Yeah, that was.
And that might be an action killer here, but doesn't really want to show weakness. Checking.
Exit ramp.
I think he's checking.
Now in sight for Bones.
That is a brutal river for him. Otherwise,
One checks.
it's going to save him 5.8, though. So in reality, that's what he wanted to see. Otherwise, it was all getting in
All
there.
Goes all in.
Kind of smells like this Driver would have maybe the ace of diamonds, and he was calling the whole way. That beats you. Of course, he has the queen of diamonds to boot. Don't see Bones making this call now. But he has invested a decent amount of his stack into this pot.
Yep.
He should be very thankful that that ace peeled. Otherwise, he was going to be ripping it and would have been snapped off. But instead, we're in the tank.
As long as it's not the ace of hearts and clubs.
DQ with the $100 super chat.
I just go all in. I win.
Thank you,
And
DQ.
Bones saying, if it wasn't the ace of hearts, I go all in and I win. Well, not really, sir. We will get to that DQ super chat here in a second as Bones trying to tell us a little bit of his thought process. Perhaps randomizing in his head here a little bit. I think he finds the fold button.
He was.
think you're probably just gonna win this one.
20.4 in the middle. Bones is going to lay it down. Or he's going to make the call. Back to shuffling.
I think he's going to find the fold here.
He wants to.
One if you think he calls, two if he folds. Chatsville, he folds. Never mind. DQ, thank you for the $100 super chat.